Good morning, gardeners. Hope you're having a great day. Last night I was out here talking to my neighbor and I was admiring this beautiful green leafy plant. And I asked him what it was and she said tobacco plant. And she didn't know much else about it, so she did offer for me to come by and dig up a couple pieces and replant it in my yard. I don't even know if this will replant nicely this time of year. However, it is drought tolerant, so I like that. And the green of it is just so pretty. And not the flowering near, but this apparently when I looked it up, and the leaves, the texture of the leaves is just fantastic. A little on the sticky side, but soft. So I'm gonna dig a couple of them up and put them in my yard. Okay, so this came up with very little effort, and I've got the stems in there, so the roots are in there, so that's a good thing. This is what gardeners do. We share. I love my community. I love my neighborhood. And I love my neighbors. Here are my sunflowers. My thinking is because this is kind of similar that I'm going to put this in the sunflower garden here. I planted these sunflowers to camouflage this really ugly telecommunication pole. I remember when Verizon came around and put this in, and I said, oh, it's so unsightly. Of course, they only do this in the urban neighborhoods, but I'm going to give it some curb appeal as much as I can, and I'll add this as vegetation around the base. Wow, look at these beautiful roots I was able, and they don't obviously grow deep, so this came out quite easily. So I'm just going to put this in here, not too deep. Put some nice compost around those roots and just repack this in, and hoping transplanting this kind of late in the season to transplant things, but since it was such a topical kind of growing root, maybe it'll do okay transplanting over here. I'll water this in, and fingers crossed.